Hello, it's another beautiful Sunday evening. Good evening and welcome to Iron Port here on Metropolitan Television. Iron Port is proudly brought to you by the Ghana Revenue Authority, GWEL PLC, Serene Insurance, Ghana Link Network Services, Meridian Port Services MPS, and indeed Phoenix Insurance. The show is proudly powered by the Ghana Ports and Harbours Authority-GPHA, and our media partner on this journey of a lifetime is the Business and Financial Times, the BNFT. If you want to have a grasp of all that transpired in the show tonight, make a date and grab the Thursday edition of the BNFT, and you'll be able to see all that happened here on the show. Indeed, we are streaming live on our social media pages. On Facebook, we are streaming live at Ghana Ports and Harbours Authority. Ghana Ports and Harbours Authority. Still on Facebook, we are live at Port of Tema. And on YouTube, we are streaming live at Iron Port. Iron Port. Now, we'll be getting interactive with you, and so all you have to do is sit back, relax, and grab your phones and send us your messages and comments via our dedicated WhatsApp line, which is 0538 037353. 0538 037353. Now, when the time is right, and I pick signals from the production team, we shall activate the phone lines for you to call in and contribute to the discussion. My name is Kennedy Mona. We are going for a quick break. When we return, we'll continue the show. Please stay with us.
Ohima, what are taking number first? By you. You have to say take your number, give me.
Guys, now I'm tired. I'll go on a date with whoever gets here first.
Princess, really? Okay, I come.
Shut up!
Mame, for the mechanic number what? Boss, fill my tank with Super XP Ron 95.
Fill up with Super XP Ron 95 and Diesel XP high performance products from GWEL.
Sorry, Tony got here first, so I'm stepping with him.
Oh, cut him. Hey, go for that, mommy.
Choose Super XP Ron 95 and Diesel XP for an energizing driving experience. Always go for GWEL Super XP Ron 95. GWEL, good energy.
Electricity, then pay your taxes. Our taxes, our future.
Because you see, without our taxes, we wouldn't have good roads, good schools, better hospitals, street lights, and other very important social amenities. When we pay our taxes, we give our children free and quality education. Talga, my money too small. Why should I pay my tax? Look, small. Salifo, it doesn't matter how small or big your business or income is. You still have to pay your taxes. The little taxes from each and every one of us, when put together, could give your community clean water or that deprived school with tables and chairs. Please pay your taxes. It is your responsibility. It is your civic duty. It is the law.
MPS Terminal 3 is Africa's new state-of-the-art container terminal at Tema Port. For manufacturers, agro-processors and traders, the new port means business can be done faster. This infrastructure boost will improve Ghana's port handling capacity, connect more trading routes, and oil the engine of growth for the economy, creating greater opportunities across all sectors as Africa's markets merge and become the largest trading bloc globally. MPS. We connect. You thrive.
Business and life can be like the sea sometimes. Sometimes serene, sometimes calm, sometimes turbulent, and at times it brings the unexpected. However it is like, trust Phoenix Insurance for your home, car, business, and marine insurance needs. Call 0302 246 319 or 0243 690 492.
At Phoenix, you experience a delightful service delivered with wisdom.
All right, welcome back. So now we are going straight to pick some, stories making the headlines around the globe in the port and shipping industry.
Maritime Cleantech and Ocean Highway Cluster are partnering with Innovation Norway to enhance green maritime collaboration between Norway and Singapore. The new partnership kicked off with a 4-day business visit from Singaporean companies to Norway earlier this month. The initiative, part of Innovation Norway's High Potential Opportunities Program, aims to position Norwegian suppliers at the forefront of the Southeast Asian maritime market. The program is designed to help Norwegian companies become preferred partners and suppliers in key international projects. Maritime Cleantech and Ocean Highway Cluster are Norway's leading business hubs for developing and commercializing low and zero emission solutions for shipping. Their partners have realized the world's first all-electric and hydrogen vessels. French shipping major CMA CGM has taken delivery of the 4th ship in a series of 10 new 2,000 TEU container ships powered by liquefied natural gas. The delivery is part of CMA CGM's fleet renewal program, which has seen an investment of more than $15 billion. The investment is part of the group's efforts to achieve net zero emissions by 2050. These ships are 204.29 meters long and 29.6 meters wide to improve the ship's hydrodynamic and aerodynamic performance. These ships are powered by 12 megawatt man dual fuel LNG engines. They can also carry biogas produced from bio-waste and are convertible to e-methane produced from decarbonized hydrogen. The 10 new container ships will also be equipped with an alternator coupled to the main propulsion engine, which will provide the energy needed to power the onboard electrical installation once at sea.
And so those were happenings in the port and shipping industry around the world. We're now going for the word or phrase of the day. And remember, the word or phrase of the day has been fashioned to bring you up to speed with the terminologies and jargons we use in the shipping industry. Today's word is relay. Relay.
Relay refers to marine shipment that is transferred to its ultimate destination port after having been shipped to an intermediate point.
All right, so the Regional Maritime University, since its establishment several decades ago by Ghana's first president, Dr. Kwame Nkrumah, those were the days when it was called the Nautical College. It metamorphosed into the Regional Maritime Academy, and now Regional Maritime University has been at the forefront of churning out maritime professionals for the maritime industry. Take it or leave it, it's the foremost institution in Ghana or in Africa that kind of like delivers quality training for professionals in the shipping industry. And remember, it's regional in nature. That's why it's called the Regional Maritime University. We have students coming from all over Africa. There are member states that makes up the Regional Maritime University. And so we have students from Cameroon, Nigeria, and a host of other African countries. And so tonight we're trying to examine how we can leverage the Regional Maritime University to meet the human resource needs of Ghana's maritime industry. And this topic comes on the heels of the recent inauguration of the Alumni Association, a new alumni association for the university. Indeed, new executives took over from the old executives, and they were trying to find out from them what it is that we should be looking out for. First of all, for them as executives or new executives that have taken over affairs of the Alumni Association, and what we should be looking out for, what their vision is, what their mission is, what they seek to achieve within their tenure as they've been given, and to also examine what they think it is that makes the Regional Maritime University unique and that why industry must, as it were, employ, so to speak, graduates from the RMU. And so it gives us pleasure this evening to introduce to us Chief Engineer, I beg your pardon, Chief Engineer Samuel Kwesi-Amoako, who is the president of the Alumni Association, Regional Maritime University. Like I said, he's a newly sworn in president. I will say congratulations to you, sir, and welcome to our port.
Thank you.
Awesome. And also in the studios with Engineer Amoako is Henry Akwa-Swansea, who is the president of the Students' Representative Council, Regional Maritime University, Swansea. Good evening and welcome. Awesome. So let me come to you, Chief Engineer Amoako, and have you run us through or walk us through the inauguration event and how it panned out for you, you and your colleagues, and you also tell us what you are seeking to achieve, for which reason you vied for this office and won.
Yeah, very. Thank you, and ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the show. My name, as mentioned, is Chief Engineer Samuel Kwesi-Amoako. We took over from the ex-Wild executives, and then our role is to unite the various departments or the alumni in the school. Days are gone by where somebody finishes the university and he doesn't care about the university. When you talk to the person about regional maritime, oh, let it go. But take it or leave it. No matter where you're coming from, you would always, once you are in the industry, you always come to the school. That is the school that made you who you are. You cannot just let go the university. Yes. So I don't know. My administration will seek to harness the resources, the interests of all these alumni since its inception as the Ghana Nautical College, through to Regional Maritime Academy, now to the Regional Maritime University. You can imagine the number of graduates that have come through this institution. Come on, let's face it. Every maritime institution or company in Ghana here and beyond have had their personnel trained in the school.
Yeah.
So we cannot leave this institution to go on the rocks. We need to revamp the interest.
Yeah.
Everybody, Tom, Dick, and Harry, must come on board. To begin with, these graduating students this year, around 450 to 500, we are going to register all. And we urge those pioneer alumni to visit our websites to try and give us updated information
on their
about
whereabouts.
their contacts. So that together we will move this university to a better ground. Thank you.
Okay, yeah. So I think I saw the link that those that are graduating should register. Yes, I have online.
Yes,
actually,
it's online.
and I have registered.
Thank you.
So
you're welcome.
Yes, sure.
Yeah.
All right. So let me come to you, Swansea, and find out from you what if you can walk us through some of the skills and competencies that you look at that students from the Regional Maritime University possess that you think that makes them ideal or fit for purpose for the job market in the industry.
So thank you very much once again. Talking about the skills and competency in Regional Maritime University, I would say that let's come to the programs we offer as regional as a school. So in the Faculty of Engineering, we have the marine engineering, we have marine electrical and electronics, we have the mechanical engineering, and I think recently we've introduced BSc in naval architecture.
Yeah.
So these are the Faculty of Marine Engineering.
Yes.
If we come to the Faculty of Maritime Studies, we have the Nautical Science, which I'm a graduating student from Nautical Science Department. And we have the Port and Shipping Administration. We have the Logistics Management. So these are the courses or the programs we offer in Regional Maritime University. Sometimes I always say that if you send a medical student to an office, their profession is different, as you can see. So I always say that I will say that being in Regional Maritime University and offering these courses, we aim in going to the maritime industry.
Right.
So in Regional Maritime University, we offer or some courses that the students also pass through. The skills such as navigation.
Yes.
We have the port operations, marine insurance, marine workshop. All these things, come together, which are being used in the maritime industry. So, as my chief engineer rightly said, it's the only institution in the West Africa that trains students to fit into the maritime industry.
Is it really true that we have some companies on campus that are on standby and absorb some students?
Thank you very much. Yes, currently we have the Benashute. Yeah, the BSM on campus that they are doing so well.
What?
BSM, Benashute Management.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Which they are doing so well, recruiting students to go on board to have their cadetship traded. So, in fact, this company, is very good, and they've been helping the university since the establishment.
All right. So, engineer, what can you add to what he said about the skill set and competencies that makes the regional students from the Regional Maritime University, unique, and why they should be hired by players in the industry, organizations in the industry?
Thank you very much for the question. Come to think of it, in the maritime domain, where else can you get that training? In the sub-region.
Right.
There is no other university. And we go according to what we call the STCW. Yes. Being mandated courses.
When you say the STCW, what's that?
Okay, the Standard of Training and Certification of Seafarers.
Okay.
Yes. This is like a syllabus that we need to follow, being recognized by the IMO as an institution, tailored to train people of the industry. So if you have come to the Regional Maritime University and been trained, you can occupy any position in the maritime world. Not only that, in the school, we have transport division, logistics, transport and logistics. And then aside that, we have the ICT.
Right.
That churns out competent, what do you call it? Competent technicians and operators of the media.
Right.
And they can fit into any place you put them. We don't only train people to go on at sea, though that is the core, the backbone of the institution.
Right.
Yes. We train people for the maritime industry, seagoing maritime industry.
Yes.
So to take control of the engine room, the ship, the bridge, and the electrical section.
Okay.
It would interest you to know that days gone by, we had the blaster line. The moment you graduate from the school, you are quickly put on board a ship, and you start your training. Yes, from the blaster line. But as fate will have it, we lost that company.
Yes.
So we are made to go out in search for companies. Our badge like this, we have to struggle to go to Singapore to find companies and join. Now the era is changing.
Yeah.
Most companies are looking into Africa for the human resource of their company.
Yeah.
Seagoing. And one thing we have to applaud this BSM company. Yearly, they are employing graduates from the school.
Yeah.
And now on board also we have Hafnia, and then we have Danaus and the Royal Caribbean.
Yeah.
And we urge all shipping companies that are operating in the country to come to the school. Because if we have 450 to 500 graduates coming out from the school, one company cannot absorb all.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yes, we are appealing to other stakeholders to bring their, to open doors to employ our cadets and then other officers. Not only that, we are employing the offshore and the land-based companies to come to the school to scout for potential graduates or candidates for their company. Like you said, you were trained right in the school, right? Yes.
I'm still under training, though.
You are still under training. That's marvelous.
I'm part of, God willing, I would also be graduating. Is it 29th? Yeah. 29th, yes.
So you become an alumni.
Absolutely.
Yes,
that's why
I will give you a badge and a certificate to that. Okay. So we need this training for our students. We cannot let our students go waste.
Right.
With all the technology, wisdom, and knowledge they have acquired from the institution, go follow. So we urge you, and this is a very good platform to market the school.
Right.
Yes.
Now, there's this long-standing issue about a research vessel for the school. I mean, since I started reporting in this industry before I went to GPHA, it's been a long-standing issue. Several years, decades back, I mean, this is something that the school has been yearning for, and till date, I don't think it has materialized, has it?
Yes, it's almost, but for one or two, I would say, hitches. Now, let's come to think about it. It is an arrangement between the government of Ghana and then the Korean government to come and restructure or finance the school, and by providing a training vessel.
Right.
Yes. Without a training vessel, I don't think it's maritime education is a hands-on education, as you are aware. So without this training, a vessel is going to be hard for one or two companies to absorb all the our graduates into their setup. It's true. And as far back as I think 2019, if my memory serves me right, that this agreement was set up, but COVID coming in and other things. Then about 2 months or so, the Korean government is really interested in this project.
Right.
Why is the Korean government really interested in this project? Because if we take the Philippines, they export seafarers, and billions of dollars
every year.
Every year comes into the government. But I don't know, previous government and up to now the government see no importance of maritime education. It's very sad. So if we can even not learn anything, let's go to Philippines and see how the government gets a lot of revenue from the sailors, but exporting sailors.
Yeah.
Why can't we do so?
And
So-
I understand Ghana's seafarers are rated among the best in the world.
Absolutely. We are hardcore sailors. Yes. Yes. We don't have that needed infrastructure to train our people. But nonetheless, when we go out there, we perform and excel. Why? Knowledge is power. The little knowledge and experience our lecturers give us, we try to implement it.
Absolutely.
Yes.
All
And
right.
yes.
I'll be coming back to you. And when I come, I want you to tell us, I know you've been to sea before, you've sailed before as a chief, engineer.
Okay.
I would want to find out from you when I come back to you, to tell us a typical day in the life of an engineer on a vessel that is sailing. What do you do? I mean, and then tell us some of the things that, you and your colleagues do whilst you're on board, and how long you are able to stay, at sea and all that. Let me come to you, Swansea. If you can share with us some maybe success stories, about RMU students, what they have done significantly to contribute to the maritime industry, for which reason they are, hotcakes that we should be looking out for in terms of getting them to work in the industry.
Right, sure. Thank you very much. I can answer by acknowledging Chief Engineer, who has been a significant importance into the maritime industry.
Yeah.
Our pioneers from Captain Georgina Jopa, which last year she was here at this platform.
Yes.
And also to the immediate Harbour Master, Captain Micah, the current Harbour Acting.
Captain Micah Tema.
Tema.
Captain is on retirement.
Yes,
Francis
the
Kwesi Micah.
immediate
Captain,
past.
we say hello to you, Captain. Good evening, sir.
And the current, Harbour Masters,
Captain Bromwell,
Captain Kote, Captain Teria, and also Captain Quason.
Yes.
Captain.
You know all the names.
Oh yeah.
I see. Yeah, good.
So I think these people have been in Regional Maritime University. They've acquired the skills and the competency that they are supposed to acquire, and they've been to the maritime industry for so long.
Yes.
So these people have really impacted much into Ghana's maritime
industry.
So I think that the government should look to Regional Maritime University because our profession is quite challenging, and also we have recent graduate like a librarian. She's called. She's now a third engineer on the Royal Caribbean.
Sure. Right.
Third engineer Monica. She's a librarian. Also, the same vessel we have a second officer, the vice president of the alumni. She's also an alumni of Regional Maritime University. So you can see that when we go out there, we do our best to make sure that the maritime industry is up and running and the economy is on. Thank you.
Are there any initiatives that the SRC has initiated, as it were, to bridge the gap between students and the job market employers, so to speak?
So thank you very much. During my tenure as SRC president, I had the privilege to have some interactions with Honorable the Director General of GMA, Honorable Thomas Kofi Alonzi, and also Captain Micah, and also some few stakeholders in the maritime industry for us to know what they need from the students' body.
Right.
Because we can see that when we come, or when we come, you see students complain that when I went, they're not giving me the job and everything. And I'll tell them that, in fact, the SLC week, I organized a forum, a seminar that we need to teach the student how to prepare a CV. Because, that's the initial stage of, going for an employment. Which I invited Madam Gertrude, the shipbroker, Isia Hene, and also Captain Obin, who's a lecturer in Regional Maritime University. So the topic was quite linking to job opportunities in the maritime industry.
Yes.
As first of all, we have to know the basic of how to get there. That is one.
Yeah.
Discipline.
Yes.
two, as regional maritime investor, our motto is knowledge, discipline, and excellence.
Yes.
You have the discipline, and you acquire the knowledge. So,
Right.
Including attitude.
attitude.
Attitude,
Thank you
okay.
very much, Chief. And attitude. So these are the things we
Can you move closer to your mic here?
The-
Speaking to the
thank
mic
you.
here.
These are the things we as SRC we tell the students body, and also when we had the interactions with these stakeholders, they advised the student to work hard because the maritime industry or the corporate world is not as easy as we think.
Yes.
So I always advise students that anytime you get an opportunity, do your best because you don't know who is watching you out there.
Yes.
Because I quite remember I stay in Takoradi. I had the opportunity to work with the port of Takoradi.
Right.
And I didn't know that all what I was doing, someone was watching me.
Yeah.
And the chief tag master, Captain Asante, recommended me, then Captain Kwesen,
Yes.
as the harbour master.
Yes.
So with that, you can see that it's the attitude that will send you far. Irrespective that the stakeholders are doing their part.
Yes.
As students also, we need to also do our part.
Thank
you.
Okay. All right, that's fine. I just wanted to do a follow-up and find out from you how easy it is. Okay, first of all, what response did you elicit from the people, the top gurus that you interacted with? You mentioned Mr. Thomas, Kofi Alonsi, DG, GMA, Captain Micah, and a host of others. When you told them to tell you what requirements they need from the students in order for them to be employable in the market, did they give you any responses? What did they say? Did they say they were looking out for?
So the response was, I mean, we should. They need skilled personnel in the industry.
Right.
And also, before you get there, you need to start from somewhere. I think that doing internships and national service is a good opportunity for students to build upon.
Right.
The response they give is that there are more opportunities out there. But if you don't seek, if you don't find,
yes, you will find. Okay.
Students are quite, I mean, we are reluctant. We always want opportunities to come. We always want opportunities to come. But then, Honorable DJ is very, I mean, free for you to approach.
Yes.
When you approach him, he will tell you what to do.
Yes.
So I think that Ghana Maritime Authority, GPHA, Shippers Authority, all these people are stakeholders in Regional Maritime University. That, I mean, that when there's an MOU being signed between the university and these stakeholders, I feel that our graduates will start getting employment.
All right, so there's a typical, I have this, and I think that it's worth sharing, that sometimes when you know that you are capable of doing something, you have the competencies, you have the expertise, you have the experience, you have the acumen to be able to deliver in a particular field. You don't go perhaps just saying that because they're not going to pay you, you won't work. I'll give you an example. Several years ago, more than 15 years ago, when I came to Accra, I left Kumasi, I came to Accra as a media person, radio person. I went to Oman FM seeking employment. And then Kwabena Kwachi, of blessed memory, may soul rest in perfect peace. He was, the director of radio. So I went to see him. I said, oh, I'm so and so, this is my CV. I'm looking for employment. He told me the job window was closed. There and then I told him that, why don't you give me the opportunity? Try me for 1 month without pay. That would be basis enough or time enough for you to assess my performance and see whether you really want to work with me or not. Leave you me, that same month, they started paying me. So, I think that sometimes you just have to go all out and say, look, I can do this. Give me the opportunity. Let me showcase it. If you want, then we can talk, we can have a deal. Basically, you don't sit dropping one letter after the other at various companies, and because you are not eliciting any responses, you throw your hands in despair and say, no, that's not, you can't do anything about it.
And sometimes they will not even receive you.
Okay.
Like a point in time, I went to Max Line, Singapore, to seek employment as a third engineer. Right at the corridor, they told me in the face, we don't employ black men.
Max Line?
Yes.
Here in Ghana?
No, in Singapore.
Okay. Right.
Singapore Maritime. They told me in the face they don't employ black men.
Wow.
How
Meanwhile,
would
you were
you feel?
qualified.
Yes. But then, that time it was called NOL.
Right.
Neptune Orient Lines. Took some of our boys on and they performed. So they started taking Ghanaians.
So that got Maritime to
change their mindset.
Yeah, sure. To soften their stance.
Exactly. Then they began to take Ghanaian sailors.
Right.
And PIL came on board. Now even PIL came to the extent that they came to Ghana to recruit from the school.
Yeah.
I don't know what has happened to it. Yes. It's rather difficult that we signed internship letters for our guys.
Yes, or attachment and internship.
Yes. And I should congratulate GPHA. They take them on.
Right.
And then they train them.
Right.
But after that internship, what happens?
Yeah.
They don't employ them. I don't know.
Right.
So the alumni would engage these stakeholders and sit on the table with them. And then they would tell us what they want and what the school should do.
Yeah, sure.
Yes.
Okay.
So that gap
of
non-employment or not qualified would be bridged. Without that, we can churn out graduates, and you see them in the supermarkets.
Yeah.
You feel sorry for yourself. I am appealing to every stakeholder and industry players to come on board to tell us their needs. So that we will structure. It's Ghana Maritime Authority. We can go to them. This is what the industry players need. We have to, seminars, workshop, anything. We have to bring them on board so that our graduates will become employable, not deployable.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay, so I'll stick with you, Chief Engineer, to tell us a typical day in the life of an engineer, on board a vessel that is, sailing and all that.
Yeah. It depends on the type of ship you're sailing on. We've got two categories of ship: manned ships and then UMS ships. Okay.
What's the difference?
The manned ship goes on watches, like 12 to 4, there will be 2 people on watch.
Right.
Then 4 to 8.
You run shifts.
We run shifts. Yes. So you do 4 hours on and 8 hours rest. And sometimes the 8 hours, they take 2 hours out of the 8 hours to do overtime.
Right.
And you are being paid for it. Good. And then the UMS, unmanned machinery space, or the unattended machinery space.
Yes.
You start from 8 o'clock in the morning up to 1700 hours.
5 p.m., yeah,
5 p.m., and we close shop.
Right.
You go. One person with a motorman, a responsible engineer.
Yes.
Let's say the second engineer is on watch today. Then the next day, the third engineer will be on watch. They rotate. Yes. So a typical day for a sea-going vessel, merchant navy vessel. Okay. So let me say we have got the offshore industry now.
Yes.
And then the merchant or ocean-going vessels.
Yes.
So let's take the ocean-going vessels, where I come from.
Yes.
A manual ship. We go, you wake up maybe 6 or whatever. If you're on duty, you wake up, you go and do your toiletries, you have your breakfast, and then you report to the engine room to take over the watch. So the outgoing watchkeeper would hand over the watch with you with any other instructions from the chief engineer. that you have to adhere.
Yeah.
Then you take your time, go around, and then go around. When I say you go around, you start from deck, you see the activities on deck. If it's daytime,
Yes.
yes, and then you walk your way down to the engine room, to the bottom platform, and then you make sure all your parameters on your running machinery are working well, and then the standby ones are ready to cut in.
Right.
That is for the engine room. But on deck, they always do the 4 hours on and 8 hours off.
Okay.
Yes. The deck don't go on UMS. For a typical UMS ship, you wake up in the morning and do your UMS watch. That is, you go around 6 o'clock.
Right.
You go and check all your soundings. You pick up the soundings, write it in the logbook, and then you go up with your motorman to have your breakfast.
Right.
And you come down at 8 o'clock. And then there will be a job and what do you call it? A job meeting.
Yeah, sure.
Yes.
Yes.
The chief engineer would lay the work to be done on that day.
On the day.
Yes. And then you all take your places
responsibilities,
to
yeah.
go and work. So you work from 8 in the morning to 10.
In the evening?
No.
10
10 in the
that's 2
morning.
hours, okay.
Yes. And you go for a coffee break or a
Right.
tea break.
Okay.
Okay. Then you come back at 10:30. Okay. From 10:30 you work until 11:45. Then it's lunch break. You go for lunch and you rest and come down at 1300. And then at 1500 there is another coffee break. And then you go for 30 minutes coffee break. And then you come and continue to 1700. And then you make sure and the room is sound to hand over the control to the bridge.
Okay, so let's take it like from Ghana. When you're sailing from Ghana to Singapore,
Okay.
how many stops would you make before you get to Singapore?
Oh, it depends. There are 2 ways you can go to Singapore from Ghana. You go through the Suez or you go through Cape.
Right.
Okay. If you take a typical 2-stroke engine,
Yes.
I hope I'm not confusing you.
No.
Okay. A typical 2-stroke engine, you can fuel in maybe Las Palmas.
From Ghana, you can hit Las Palmas and fuel from there.
You fuel, and then it can take you to Singapore. Or you sail and you can go and bunker at, what do you call it, Angola.
When you say bunker, that means you're going
You
to
are
take
taking
fuel.
in fuel.
Yes.
We bunker 2 things. We bunker water and fuel onto
Yes,
the ship.
yes, just to sometimes to balance.
Yeah. And the fuel you're going to consume,
Yes,
right?
and then the water sometimes.
And the water, but you are talking of ballast tanks.
Ballast, yes.
Yeah. If you are going, like we don't have any product to send to
Yes,
Singapore.
sure. Yeah.
So we go on ballast.
Yes.
That's you fill your spaces, ballast tanks with
To stabilize.
to stabilize your journey.
Yeah.
So you bunker your fuel there, and then you go through Cape of Good Hope, and you go to Singapore.
So do you stop when, as staff or crew on the vessel? I'm just a bit curious.
Sure.
When you stop when you make any stop, you have the liberty to step down, go out.
That is your port of discharge or port of loading.
Okay.
Yeah, there you have, with these modern container ships, the maximum leave, shore leave, we call it shore leave, you are going to shore, you can get about 4 hours.
4 hours.
So
And then
in
you're
that
back in
4
the vessel.
hours, you have to do your shopping, your groceries,
Everything.
and everything that you want to do, and then you come back to the ship.
Wow.
And sometimes they will even give you 2 hours.
Yeah.
A set of people will go for 2 hours,
Then
and they
you
come
come
back. Another set of people will go to 2 hours.
Wow.
So if you see them in town with their eyes,
Eyes red, yeah.
yes, they just want to buy whatever stuff they want
quickly,
to buy,
so
and then
get
off
back.
they go back
Yeah.
to the ship.
Okay.
And ship life is challenging.
It is?
Yes. Sometimes 3 days I wouldn't see my cabin. If there's an
That
emergency.
means you won't sleep.
you have to work
Yes.
until you're waiting for your cargo, right?
Yes.
And we need to
Meet the
move.
time, yeah.
Yes, yeah, the ETA. We
to
need
meet
to
the
make
time, yeah.
ETA. So whatever it takes the engine room staff to make the ship run, they will do it. There is no excuse that if you work, we have got the rest and working hours.
Right.
So they will compensate you along the line for your extra man hours you have you have done.
Right.
So there is no big deal towards that.
Right. Okay. Thank you very much indeed.
You're welcome, sir.
I think I've satisfied my curiosity in a way.
There's somebody who asked you.
Say, when you go to the port city of Tema or Takoradi, I mean, you find the seamen there, they were the happening people. I mean, when they come with the joete, you know, the dollars, the pounds, and the euros, and then they...
Someone who asked you, when it's night, do you stop the ship and sleep?
Okay, see? No, you move on. No,
we move on,
sure,
24/7. We are moving on.
Absolutely.
And we have games also.
In the ship?
Yes.
Yeah, just to recreate?
Yes.
Yeah.
We have games. We on Saturdays, if you go into those days, we were doing 64 days around the world. We start from Singapore. We go through the East Coast, to the West Coast, come through the East Coast, and come back to Singapore in 65 days.
Wow.
We have games. We have to create fun for ourselves. Else boredom will kill you.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Because some of you leave your families for months and other times years, and then you haven't seen them. All right,
That's
so
a challenge.
let me come to you, Swansea. How affordable is it to, study at the Regional Maritime University?
Okay, thank you very much. Maritime education is quite expensive. Looking at what our parents, pay for us to study, it's quite challenging. It's not easy. It's not easy, but I think that the government, in Regional Maritime University, I always say that our government can also help the students in Ghana. Because we have the Gambian students, we have the Sierra Leone, Liberian, Cameroon, Ghana. We all make up this Regional Maritime University. And I'll use Gambia for example. Gambia's government sponsors students to come and learn or acquire knowledge in Regional Maritime University.
Right.
Our acknowledged Regional Maritime University, they've opened a scholarship scheme that they are starting to, sponsor students to study in Regional Maritime University.
Right.
But I believe that the government can do more because it's through us that we'll keep running the maritime industry.
Right.
But you are not doing it for any other country.
Sure.
We are doing it for your own country. What you will gain from it. So I feel that not only the government, but the stakeholders can also come together. So, sponsor some students because there's many students out there.
Any such attempts
for
to get people to sponsor, organizations to sponsor students?
Oh, yes. I had the opportunity to also, when I went for the BOG, we went with some few stakeholders from the Ministry of Transport, had contact with the Deputy Minister of Transport for us to have a dialogue. And I told him that the government should have a scheme for students to learn in Regional Maritime University because I sometimes feel that I want to be on the ship.
Yeah.
I've not even seen a ship before. I want to become a captain. I want to become a chief engineer. But going there is not easy.
Sure.
So I think that the government can do something about it. We are capable of doing it.
Right.
We are capable of doing it. And also the government and also the stakeholders, they can come together, the freight forwarding company, the shipping lines. We can come together and sponsor some students for us to acquire the maritime profession that we want.
Absolutely. So let me come to you, Captain, and find out from you what you are doing in terms of perhaps encouraging your alumni. If you are watching the show tonight and you are an alumni of RMU, please send us your experience. Send us a message and let's see where you are and what you are doing, what you've been through, whether you are employed gainfully, so to speak, or what the issues are. And then we'll also link you up with your president, with our president, so that we'll see what strings they can pull to help ameliorate the situation. But have you heard about, the issues of the RMU trying to, we understand there's some amount of funding, that's coming.
Yes.
For the transformation of the RMU.
Yes.
It's 100 and something million.
Yes.
Dollars. Have you heard of it, and how soon will this be realized so that we can transform the RMU?
This is government to government. That, like I said, is the government of Ghana.
Yeah.
And then Korean scheme, yes, exempt bank. Yeah, this thing. So it depends on how far negotiations between the two countries have gone.
Okay.
Yes. And we are open to anything. Yes. In fact, part of this thing is going to be, excuse me, part of this scheme, is going to go on the scope includes the training ship.
Yes.
Simulators.
The training ship training ship in the research vessel.
It's a training ship.
Training ship.
When we say a research vessel, it's like an offshore system that they go.
But this one is specifically dedicated for training. Okay.
Yes. This training ship is not just going to be for training. It's going to be training and trading.
Right. Training and trading.
Trading.
Okay.
Around the West Coast.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
So that the students will have the feel.
Yeah, sure.
Yes. Actually, if we should be very sincere with ourselves. The maritime training, before you graduate with your degree, the third year you have to go for a 6 months training on board the ship.
Yeah.
Before you come and then you graduate.
Right.
That time you have the feel of the industry. So that if any company comes on board, you can, they can really assess you and then take you. But we don't have that.
Right.
We need this training ship.
Absolutely.
Yes. There is no simulation to be trained on than what we have on the ship. There's no workshop that we compared to the workshop we have on the ship.
Yeah.
So our appeal to the sector minister, that is for transport. We are under transport. Yes. He should really come to the aid of the school.
Okay.
They said because of the economic downturn and their efforts on the Ghanaian and their effects in the Ghanaian economy, there is a delay to the follow-up action.
Yes.
So I don't know, but we need alumni so that we can have a roundtable conference with the minister to see how best this training facility, restructuring the regional transformation of the Regional Maritime University is going to take place.
Okay.
Not only that, like my cadet said, we need all stakeholders on board. I'm appealing. We need to have a change of mindset.
Right.
This is the only maritime institution.
Yes.
I would say, apart from the North African, which they have theirs, they've aligned themselves to the Arab world, let it be. We need the sub-region right now to South Africa.
Yeah.
We need to harness our resources.
Yes. So he mentioned Liberia, Sierra Leone, we have Nigeria, we have Gambia, and we have Ghana as well.
Nigeria is not a partner to the five member countries.
A state that, and so the funding comes from the Gambia,
Sierra Leone, Liberia, Ghana, and Cameroon. And these 5 countries.
Absolutely.
Yes.
So I understand sometimes there are challenges with the contributions that they make?
There are always challenges, and a lot. I don't know the financial stand if the participating countries have paid up, but as far as I know, Ghana hasn't paid up.
We are not paid up.
Yeah, we
As
have
of
not
now.
paid.
Is it for the year 2023?
No, I think it's a backlog.
Wow.
Yeah, that is the BOD.
Is it so huge an amount?
Yes, I guess so.
Wow.
Yes.
How much are we talking about?
This is, as I sit now, I cannot talk to that because the alumni hasn't been given a seat on the board of governors.
Right.
So that will be preview to this discussion.
Yeah, sure.
So this one of our this thing to make the alumni relevant to the board of governors. So this board of governors meeting that is going to be held in Ghana, we have been invited. At least I've been invited to be part of it.
Right.
It's a step in the right direction, so that I'll have a feel and understanding of the difficulties that the school and the BOG are encountering. Yes, because if without that, we stand nowhere as an alumni to face the challenges of students or whatever it is in the country.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is our report here on Metropolitan Television, and tonight we are taking a look at how we can leverage, the Regional Maritime University to meet the human resource needs of Ghana's maritime industry. With us in the studios tonight is Chief Engineer Samuel Kwesi Amoako, who is the President of the Alumni Association, Regional Maritime University, and indeed Mr. Henry Akwaswanzi, President of the Students Representative Council, also of the Regional Maritime University. We're going for a quick break. When we return, I will activate the phone lines for you to call in, which I'll also take some of the messages that you've brought through. Please stay tuned.
Ohima, what will you take your number first? By you. You tell me say take your number give me.
Guys, now I'm tired. I'll go on a date with whoever gets here first.
Princess, really? Okay, I come.
Shut up!
Mame, feel me tank number what? Boss, fill my tank with Super XP Ron 95.
Fill up with Super XP Ron 95 and Diesel XP high performance products from Goyle.
Sorry, Tony got here first, so I'm stepping with him.
Oh, cut him. Hey, go for mommy.
Choose Super XP Ron 95 and Diesel XP for an energizing driving experience. Always go for Goyle Super XP Ron 95. Goyle, good energy.
Electricity, then pay your taxes. Our taxes, our future.
Because you see, without our taxes, we wouldn't have good roads, good schools, better hospitals, street lights, and other very important social amenities. When we pay our taxes, we give our children free and quality education. Talga, my money too small. Why should I pay my tax? Look, small. Salifo, it doesn't matter how small or big your business or income is. You still have to pay your taxes. The little taxes from each and every one of us, when put together, could give your community clean water or that deprived school with tables and chairs. Please pay your taxes. It is your responsibility. It is your civic duty. It is the law.
MPS Terminal 3 is Africa's new state-of-the-art container terminal at Tema Port. For manufacturers, agro-processors and traders, the new port means business can be done faster. This infrastructure boost will improve Ghana's port handling capacity, connect more trading routes, and oil the engine of growth for the economy, creating greater opportunities across all sectors as Africa's markets merge and become the largest trading bloc globally. MPS, we connect, you thrive.
Business and life can be like the sea sometimes. Sometimes serene, sometimes calm, sometimes turbulent, and at times it brings the unexpected. However it is like, trust Phoenix Insurance for your home, car, business, and marine insurance needs. Call 0302 246 319 or 0243 690 492.
At Phoenix, you experience a delightful service delivered with wisdom.
All right, so welcome back. Tonight, we're taking a look at how to leverage the Regional Maritime University for the maritime needs of Ghana's maritime industry. With us in the studios, Chief Engineer Samuel Kwesiamako, President of the Alumni Association of the Regional Maritime University, and also in the studios, Mr. Henry Akwaswanzi, who's the President of the Students' Representative Council, also of the Regional Maritime University. I've been told that the phone lines are activated. You can call in. The number to dial 02055283353. It's right there on your screen. You can call in and contribute to the discussion. Now, this one is from Stanley Nondoko. He says, given the growing advancements in maritime technology and automation, do you think the curriculum at the Regional Maritime University is adequately preparing students for the future demands of the industry, or is it lagging behind? What specific changes or improvements would you propose to ensure graduates are competitive on a global scale?
Yes. I think that question is directed to me.
Yes.
Yes. That is a demand from the stakeholder.
Mm.
Yes. And let me say this in passing. It's regrettable that the alumni has been sidelined in the affairs and deliberations of the university.
Yes.
This is really, really unfortunate.
Mm.
And it's a task that we need to, our hurdle that we need to overcome.
Right.
If we have had good stakeholder and industry players interaction, this question wouldn't have come.
Right.
Yes. We are following strictly the IMO STCW as amended syllabus. And that the demand of the STCW has been met.
Right.
Because there have always been, auditing going on.
Right.
And we have had no cause to complain about our curriculum and about the demands of the industry.
Right.
And our cadets are performing.
Right.
So if such a question should come, then we need to know what they want.
Right.
And then we tailor our seminars, workshops to that effect.
Okay.
To bridge the gap, as I said.
Right. Okay. Before we continue, let's go on to the phone lines. I understand we have Apia, who's calling us from Medina. Good evening, sir.
Good evening, sir. Mr.
Apia, now, sir.
Yeah, that's far. Oh, okay. I want to ask engineer something.
Yeah.
In fact, I'm 46 years, and then I have my degree. Can I do the marine engine mechanic?
Okay.
And then, am I fit to after the course? Can I get the job because of my age?
Okay. All right. He's 46. So Yeah. Thank you very much, Mr. Apia.
Okay, you are 46. Mr. Apia, you can do whatever course in the world that you want to do.
Can you speak into the mic?
Okay, but note that no company would employ a near to 50-year-old, what do you call it, student.
Yeah, okay.
Yes. How much is your productive years at sea? You are 46. You do the MEM, marine engine mechanics. You can do the marine engine mechanics not with a view of going to sea. That is fine.
Right.
With the view of going out in the offshore industry or any other maritime industry, then you are good to go.
Right.
But to go on board a ship at 46, I'm sorry, I don't know. But
you think that he's not going to be strong enough?
You are
even if he's competent and have the experience?
If you are in the industry already, 72, you are good to go.
Okay.
I remember when I was coming down on my last ship,
yes,
the Filipino that came to relieve me, he was 72.
Wow. The one that was coming to relieve you?
To relieve me. He was 72.
Was it a decision you took that you were just going to retire, or, what happened?
Yes, I didn't really make up my mind of retiring. Yeah, but circumstances.
Okay, so you had to come. Okay.
So I have to come down.
Okay.
Yes, but if you are in the industry, no matter your age, if you can really walk and climb the steps up and down, you can tolerate this heat in the engine room, fair enough. But if you are going and you are near to 50,
yes,
I'm sorry.
You can't go.
I'm not saying you can't go, but you will not last.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. All right, let's go to Sunyai and welcome Kwesi. Good evening, sir.
Good evening.
Awesome. Please shoot.
Please, in first place, I have a problem with Metro TV that I have a problem that I want you to take it.
Yes, sir.
The problem is, I see that almost Metro TV, your concentration is most in Accra.
Okay.
You are not concerned to other regions. I don't know why. Is Metro TV only Accra station or a nationwide television?
Metro TV is a nationwide. I remember those days when I was a kiddo in Wa, we used to get Metro TV. Those days they used to do the advertising cycle and all,
yes.
and all those.
So,
yeah, I used to enjoy it. So, and Metro TV is also on DSTV channel 277 on Metro on DSTV.
I'm not talking about the coverage. I mean the programs that you run.
The programs that Metro TV runs. Okay.
So you need to also consider other regions.
Okay, so I'm sure the management of Metro TV is listening. We belong to Ghana Ports and Harbours Authority. We only come to run our show, Eye on Port, every Sunday, and then we go. So, but I'm sure the management of Metro TV, led by Dr. Randy Abi, are listening, and then I'm sure they would perhaps.
Okay, so those days we were watching Metro TV.
Right.
It was very nice.
Awesome, awesome, right.
And also.
All right. So that was Kwesi from Sunyai. And so I'm sure Metro TV, the management. Yes, Captain, you were still on your response that this guy was eliciting.
Yes. What's the name again?
Apia.
Apia, you can come and do the marine engine mechanic.
Yes.
The course is structured that you can work ashore. Perfectly.
Right.
In any capacity.
Okay, but you can't go to sea.
But going to sea, if one company would not accept you, maybe another company. But you should be careful of these ships in wolves in sheep clothing. Yes. The agencies.
Yes.
They can promise you heaven and earth, and they cannot deliver.
Okay.
Because of maybe your age,
Yes.
your health status, and all those things.
Right.
You have to consider them.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. So let's go to Winneba and welcome Emmanuel onto the program. Good evening, sir.
Good evening, sir.
Awesome. Good to have you. Please shoot.
Please, I'm Emmanuel from Winneba. I want to ask if I'm 26 years. I completed SHS at 2019, and the course that I did was agriculture. Now I want to divert into the marine engineering course. That is the nautical science.
Okay.
I want to know if it will be possible for me to enter into that course.
Okay. All right. Sure. Chief Engineer would give you a response.
Okay.
Into any section of the maritime industry through the university.
I think he also wants to do marine engineering. Yeah.
He wants to do marine engineering.
Marine
26 is ideal. He can. I would advise him to do the diploma.
Okay.
Because the diploma is 2 years.
Okay.
That he has a very good chance of going to sea
Right.
at,
Okay. At 26.
26.
Oh, Emmanuel, I know them. Oh, awesome. Okay. This one says, I think it's a question he's posing. He says, good evening. Tell the president of the alumni, good work done. We support the call. We call for more collaboration with other stakeholders to remodel our training more into research in maritime. This one is coming from Mr. Nati.
Thank you.
He's my mate. We are doing the ports and shipping MA together.
Okay.
I'm sure he's watching tonight. So he says kudos to you. This one says, many graduates from the Regional Maritime University struggle to find employment within Ghana's maritime industry. Do you believe the government is doing enough to create job opportunities and support the maritime sector? What specific policies or initiatives would you recommend to improve employment prospects for graduates? Rachel in Chado sent in this one.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. Previous government and even now the government, they don't see the role. They are not interested in the role the maritime industry plays in the economy, and it's very sad. We don't have somebody to speak, except one minister from the Oti region, Gomedo. Yes, he's the lone voice for the maritime sector.
Yeah, sure.
Do you know how much revenue the government can generate
from the industry?
From industry. Even look at the port.
Yeah.
The port alone. And if you are if you export, you set up good foundations for your sailors, and you export them. The revenue comes.
Absolutely.
Those days when we were sailing, there is only one bank that we were sending our money through NIB.
Yes. Okay.
Yes. And if the government goes there to borrow, where are they getting the dollars from? We are bringing the dollars.
Yeah, remitting,
They don't see. They are not interested in then putting their priorities in the maritime industry.
Yeah.
One minister works at, what do you call it? It's not GPHA.
Okay, so whilst you are thinking about the minister, let's receive Kwesi once again from Sunyai, or if it's a different Kwesi. Good evening, sir.
Please, I'm Irene.
Irene, okay, right. Good to hear from you, please. Good evening, and please shoot.
Okay, please, I wanted to, this is a suggestion, by the way.
Yes.
I since when we were young, never had we had any role models or mentors come to school to come and give us a brief, like a career in the maritime. So it always looked sort of ambitious when you suggest that you want to work with the sector or the industry.
Right.
So I was saying that for some of, I'm seeing this looking at when I was young. I never had people from these institutions walk to our schools and then they will give us a brief, a career path or a choice or something that will make you feel like, indeed, you can pursue a career for a young lady. You don't see ladies who come from such industries to talk about the industry and then the potentials you can build or the career pattern you can have in such industry.
Right.
So I'm looking at this today and I'm like, I mean, if I had this opportunity way back when I was young, maybe my choice would have been in the maritime. So I'm happy for the program today, and I'm hoping that in the future, it's like there should be a career fair where there are 10 institutions and schools, and then let the children also know the career choices they have,
Right.
and to be encouraged.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So
Right.
that's all I wanted to suggest.
Thank you very much, Irene. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. This one says, good evening. I'm Selassie. I completed in the year 2015. I'm very excited about this new turn of the school. I believe there is light at the end of the tunnel. I'm still believing in the introduction of maritime law. I am a success story. You know, that's what he says from one of Selassie who completed the school. This one says, very educative program. Thanks to the panelists. I particularly like the chief engineer, how the chief engineer has taken us through a day in the ship for the engineer. These are so many myths. There are so many myths. These are so many myths surrounding working in the sea, but his explanation has dispelled a lot of fears. All right. Thank you very much. It's from my own brother, Gordon Wello. Thank you very much, Mr. Wello, for monitoring and sending in the message. Okay, I understand we have Kwesi back on the line. I think he called from Sunyai, or maybe it's a different Kwesi. Good evening, sir.
Good evening.
Yes.
Please, I'm back again.
Yes, sir.
This time, my contribution is that the first caller, I think the first caller.
Yes.
Who said he's in 40 years or so.
Yes, 46,
and
yeah.
And was asking whether or not he
could go for the marine engineering mechanic.
Yeah.
Yes.
The explanation, I think it's something that would be discouraging people who wanted to enter into this industry, because if you advertise for admission, if you want to study American business, they will choose maybe if you do this, you can do A, B, C, D. But the person has completed, and now the explanation seems to be that he's been limited in some way. So it's, for me, I see that if that is the case, then when they are advertising for the courses in the maritime studies, it is they should better explain people, not to just convince them just to come and pursue the program. The person will complete and will not get a job to do. And it is something that many students are being deceived by the advert that institutions run, most by the educational institutions run, because they just tell you suitable messages that will convince you to bring your ward or your child to study a certain course. At the end of the day, the child will become a burden to the society. So I think that explanation, for me, I wasn't convinced to that extent that for that course he did, he cannot he have opportunity or advantage to work in a post. So I think they have to relook at it again and give us a better explanation.
I think you've gotten it wrong. He says if his intention is to go to sea, he's at a disadvantage because of his age. But if he decides to work onshore, he's welcome. That's what Chief Engineer said. Thank you anyway, Kwesi. This one says, I wanted to share a bit about my recent struggles. After graduating from the Regional Maritime University, I faced significant challenges in securing a job. Now, despite my hard efforts, it says, despite my best efforts, even landing an internship at GPHA has proven difficult, leaving me feeling disheartened. And even some of my marine engineering and nautical science friends are sitting at home. This one is from Alvin in Ho. Well, Alvin, you don't throw your hands in despair. We have barely 3 minutes to wrap up, so just a quick one and then. Yeah.
Let me touch on Irene.
Yes.
Irene, it will interest you to know that we have got the marketing and business center in the school now. So they go all around to these secondary schools marketing the university and counseling the would-be candidates.
Yeah.
So Irene, I don't know. If you have difficulty, you can come to the school and then make inquiries.
Yeah.
To that.
Okay.
And then the last one, he said, despite his effort, he's not getting any job.
Yes.
Now, I would say here that BSM, until recently, other companies are coming on board.
Yes.
And we urge other companies to come, Maxline and all those companies, they should come on board to recruit from the school.
Okay.
A student would be in the 3rd year and going to the 4th year. He will finish the school and he will come and say, oh, he will go and do his national service. After the national service, he wants to be employed.
Yes.
The agreement between BSM, there's MOU signed between BSM and the school. Graduating students, not graduated. Not graduated. If you have graduated, you are not a student in the school, you are an alumni.
Yes.
So you have to channel all your efforts to contact the alumni to see how best they can help you.
Okay.
Students, when they are in school, I don't know their mindset. They feel the whole world is for them. Only to go into the open and see that...
They have challenges. Yeah.
Yes, there are challenges.
All right, so let me take this last one and then we wrap up because our time is up. This one says, good evening. Castro Apau is my name, and I offered marine engine mechanic in the Regional Maritime University in 2007. It was not easy to get a job afterwards, but with time and patience, I did. I've worked in Sierra Leone, Saudi Arabia, Abu Dhabi, with various companies, and I'm currently on board OOS Tridancy, operating in the Brazilian offshore with a 6-week on, 6-week off rotation. Life on board is not easy, as in the mental stress that comes with it. Sometimes it's worth it, looking back from the past, and I don't regret sailing. Well, thank you very much, Castro, for that. And this is how we will draw the curtain tonight on Iron Port here on Metropolitan Television. We say big thanks to our guest tonight, Chief Engineer Samuel Kwesi Amwaku, who is the President of the Alumni Association, Regional Maritime University, and Henry Akwaswanzi, President, Student Representative Council, Regional Maritime University. We also thank our sponsors, Ghana Revenue Authority, GWEL PLC, Serene Insurance, Ghana Link Network Services, Meridian Port Services, and indeed Phoenix Insurance. Remember, the show is powered by the Ghana Ports and Harbours Authority. We are entreating you to keep watching the rest of our programs here and watch the abridged version of Iron Port on Wednesday at 8:30 on Ghana Television. God willing, next week we shall bounce back with another wonderful edition of your favorite Iron Port. My name is Kennedy Mona. Wish you God's blessings and wish you a spur week ahead. Thank you so much for choosing us and have a wonderful evening.